We'd like to begin this podcast by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, the Whadjuk Noongar people, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging.
This episode of Talking Couch Potatoes is brought to you by Henry Houndwear, the brand that all the best dressed hounds are wearing. To find yours, go to henryhoundwear.com.au.
We're back again, Mel. It's episode 51. 51. We're into the second half of our century. Hopefully we won't get to a century of Talking Couch Potatoes. How are you today, Maleficent?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Matt?
I'm pretty good, actually.
That's good.
Yeah, not too bad. Hanging in there.
The weather. It makes you feel better, doesn't it?
It does. Because I love spring. I love summer.
Spring has sprung.
Spring sprung. Autumn's all right. Winter, go to hell, frankly. I leave the country during winter.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
You did have
Yeah.
several times
No, I head north.
out of the country.
Yeah, out of the country, gone. Not interested.
It's gone. The fastest cake in the world.
Yeah.
Oh, look at those cakes that I could start eating right in the middle of our podcast.
Yeah.
I do apologise for that, listeners, last week.
Previously on Talking Couch Potatoes.
Mel, there's news from. Why don't you just swallow that big cake you stuffed into your?
I'm so sorry. I
stuffed
don't know
into your
why
gob
I did that.
in the middle of the podcast. Mel's just stuffing her
I
face
just
full
did
of
that.
delicious pastries.
Gemma always brings us lovely
Trying
vegan
to have a
treats.
chat.
And
Jesus.
For some reason,
This is what I got. This is what I got to work with. When you're ready, you want to
After
get back.
50 episodes, it's the first time I've done that.
You want to get back to the podcast when you're ready? No, you want to drink with you? You want to have a little coffee or something first? Do you want a glass of wine to wash that down? Mel will be back with us in a sec.
I'm so sorry.
Mel's just choking. She's actually choking. Oh,
goodness
Jesus.
me.
So, Mel.
We're going to
So,
do... sorry. Start again.
Yeah, can we just save the snacking until after
It was a true brain fart. I saw this there and I was like,
that's
totally forgetting I was talking
in my mouth.
on a podcast.
Put it in my mouth.
So this is our age showing, Matthew.
Well, we're 51.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Mel, there's always plenty going on in Free the Hounds world. But we had the pro racer on not long ago, Michelle. She was pretty good, I thought.
Very nice.
Articulate,
Very nice lady.
capacity to see multiple perspectives, which is, if I can be a little bit provocative, my experience is a little rare from the pro racing community. They tend to be pretty one-eyed about things. But one thing I hear from the pro racers quite a lot is that us antis are full of shit. We just make stuff up. We don't know what we're talking about.
Propaganda is another
Propaganda.
word that gets flung about a lot.
Yeah, so I just I'd call that a bit of a dopey dick argument, if you will, because you'd have to be a dopey dick to believe that an organisation like Free the Hounds, been around for 10 years actually now, does deep levels of research. What's your general response to this?
Prove it. Don't just say that we lie.
Yeah.
And let's be fair, we're talking about people that leave comments on social media, which unfortunately many of the platforms Free the Hounds either get blocked from or me personally have been blocked from, even though I've never made a comment.
Right.
So I think we try very hard not to block.
Opposing viewpoints.
Yeah. Some of the stuff gets hidden when they use swear words because that's just a mechanism of how we've set the Facebook page up. But we've never been about we want to persecute anybody or say that people are intrinsically bad people. We understand a lot of this is cyclical. You're from a family that's done it and so on, or these people are in their retirement ages that don't know any better and don't want to change. Get it. But don't just come out and say, oh, but you're liars. Show us, prove it wrong. Do you think we want to be right? This isn't about being right or wrong. Yeah. This is about what is best for the dogs. If we are wrong,
show us how.
We're going to feel a lot better about being wrong because that means dogs aren't dying and being injured.
Yeah, you're right. I tend to stay away from that stuff. It feels like a bit of a, I don't know, it's either an echo chamber or it's a tribal warfare chamber, which doesn't progress things so much. But when I do dip in now and then, I often see responses like, what a load of rubbish. Or, pull your head out of the sand, or you don't know what you're talking about, or you antis are, every now and then I'll try and engage and say, hang on, here's what's going on, tell me your position. So I agree 100%. If you've got a different viewpoint, then come with some stats, some figures, because the stuff Free the Hounds use, all industry-based.
Yes, it's all reported by the industry.
You don't pull them out of your ass, do you?
No. As I said, we'd love to be wrong.
Yeah. So these figures we give in terms of injuries and death, they're all from the industry. In fact, the figures are worse than what we present because we know that some of the injuries, some of the deaths are kept undercover and not reported.
Well, and that sounds murky. It's not undercover, it's just they don't report them.
Yeah.
They know them, but they just choose not to report them. Yeah. But you're right, you can call it that.
Yeah. Let's be diplomatic.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say, Mel, is the figure's probably worse than what we get.
Yeah.
The other thing that I think, Mel, is when a dog is injured on track, what they're tending to do now is they won't euthanize them. I'm not going to use the word euthanize. I don't like it. I'm going to say killed.
Yes.
So they don't kill them on the track now. They'll take them off track, sometimes up to 24 hours or longer later, and then they'll kill them.
Yep.
So those don't have to be recorded as on-track deaths.
Correct. They still report them as an off-track death.
Yeah.
But racing and wagering don't use that number in their percentage for how many dogs die on track. So it's skewing the figures.
Which is ridiculous because the cause of the death was the race, was the track.
Yep.
These dogs were killed because they were on track.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all sorts of stuff like that goes on. Bottom line is, be like Michelle.
Yes, and come and
have the balls to have a chat to us, and bring you. And she was quite well informed too.
Very.
She taught me some stuff I didn't know.
Absolutely.
So don't be a dopey dick.
Absolutely. There's me with my absolutely.
Speaking of dopey dicks, Mel, we've got someone on the other end of the spectrum to a dopey dick. We've got a caring Kim. Is that the other one? Her name isn't Kim. You know how Karens become synonymous with a certain type of person?
Yep.
Caring Kim is synonymous with someone who's opposite to a dopey.
Opposite to a Karen or a dopey dick.
Or a dopey dick. Cecilia is a bit of a caring Kim.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to have a chat to her in just a minute.
Excellent.
Okay.
Looking forward to it.
Mel, it's time to have a chat to Cecilia. She's the owner and operator of Rainy Day Pets, and they make all sorts of animal greyhound stuff. I've got some of their stuff, actually. They make Cuddlepillars, giant big Cuddlepillars. Bunny's got one of them. We've got greyhound sheets, all sorts of stuff. And Rainy Day Pets also donate part of their proceeds to animal charities. So it's wonderful to have Cecilia with us today. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. Thanks for having me on. I'm really excited.
Cecilia, how did Rainy Day Pets get started? What were your sort of inspirations?
So I think inspiration for Rainy Day Pets came from a couple of places. So there's the incredible greyhound community and my own senior greyhound, Archie. They've made just how much joy the right toy can bring. And the name itself is also really special to me. So it's inspired by my childhood dog. I had a Rottweiler named Rein.
Mm.
And yeah, she just lit up at every room that she walked into. Like, she was so gentle and cuddly and also really playful. And she kind of embodies everything that I want this business to represent. So yeah, being able to keep her spirit alive through Rainy Day Pets means the world to me.
Oh, it's lovely. Her legend lives on through Rainy Day Pets.
Yeah, exactly.
And you mentioned Archie. He's 12 years old, yeah?
Yes, he is a senior boy. Yeah, he's good. He's still got a lot of beans. He loves his long walks and everything. He still jumps on the bed and stuff. So he's actually doing really well.
That's really good to hear. My princess is 9 now. You just never want them to leave, and I just want her to be young and healthy and fit, and I'm hyper vigilant now to how she gets up and how she sits down, so it's good to hear Archie at 12 is still bounding onto the bed.
Yeah, I mean, obviously every dog is different and some are luckier than others, but yeah, I do give him arthritis shots and stuff and like trying to be as preventative as possible and give him supplements and things like that as well. So I don't know if that is the secret or not, or if he's just really lucky, but yeah, always want to do what we can to keep them going for as long as possible.
Yeah. I mentioned I've got Cuddlepillars and we've got a beautiful set of greyhound bed sheets on our bed. Could you tell us a bit more about what Rainy Day Pets sells, what kind of products you got?
Yeah, of course. And awesome to hear that you have a couple of our products as well. So yeah, our hero product is the Cuddlepillar. So it's this long plush caterpillar toy that for some reason dogs tend to fall in love with them. And
Yes.
I'm not totally sure if it's the size or the softness, but yeah, dogs just seem to adore them. They have this very magical thing about them. Some will snuggle them like a pillow and some drag them around like their best friend. Archie uses his as a pillow himself. And we also have a couple of trinkets and things for dog owners too, like the bed sheets and yeah, some other enrichment stuff like a snuffle mat and things like that as well.
Yeah, awesome. And just for our listeners in WA, Australia, and we got plenty of overseas listeners as well, is there an online sort of...
Yes, so the website is www.rainydaypets.com.au. So we do ship worldwide. Check it out.
I 100% recommend that Cuddlepillar. That was like, it's Bo Boy's favourite. Whenever I get home from work, he'll run and grab it. And they're quite long, aren't they, Cecilia? So he'll take it up onto the bed and he'll show me that he's caught me this giant beast. And then I go back in and now it's a pillow all of a sudden.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I love hearing all the different ways that dogs choose to interact with it as well. But yeah, so they are pretty long. They're 160 centimetres.
Yeah.
The big ones. Yeah, the dogs just find endless ways to amuse themselves with them.
Yeah, they're so much fun. Cecilia, you've been very open about being against greyhound racing. Why is that so important to you and to your business?
So adopting Archie, and I've fostered greyhounds as well with Great Greys Rescue, a rescue based in Melbourne. And fostering greyhounds has just given me a bit of a front row seat to the realities of racing and the industry. I've met dogs who are terrified of everyday life and who carry the trauma, and some have suffered horrific injuries, and it's too often the grassroots rescues that are left picking up the pieces, both financially and emotionally. So yeah, to me, racing is just exploitative at its core. And yeah, I wanted my business to be part of building a better and kinder future for these dogs.
That's awesome. I guess our experience sometimes is that small businesses, perhaps for, I don't know, image reasons or not wanting to limit their customer base, often don't speak up about certain causes. I think we've had an experience at Free the Hounds wanting to put posters up in the business being told they're not allowed to.
Yep.
It can be tricky for small businesses in terms of standing by their... It shouldn't be tricky, but it seems at times it can be tricky when you get edicts from the bean counters to say we don't want to take a political stance.
Yeah, yep.
What's your sense of that, Cecilia, about that sort of... I guess it's a balance of economic considerations versus considerations of ethics and principles.
Yeah, totally. I guess maybe it depends on the business, but yeah, for Rainy Day Pets, I've found with us speaking up, the response has been very positive. For me, I've built the business around my community, and our community tends to share the same views. So the support has been overwhelmingly good on our side. Yeah, sure, we've got a couple of unfollows, and I think I've had one nasty email. But in general, I would say that public opinion is the tide's kind of turning. There are more people oppose racing than ever before. So it's quite encouraging. From my perspective, I think small businesses should share their stance, because businesses, I think they should have heart. If you show your heart, the right people are going to rally around you. And I think consumers tend to care more and more where they're shopping. Like, do they actually align with my values?
The younger generations are definitely going to, or do already, look at that, don't they?
I know I do when I'm shopping. If I see some business supports a cause that I believe in, then I'm happier to spend my money there.
And I think that helps with shopping online as well. It enables us to really look into it a lot more.
Absolutely. And I guess it's easy as well to think, if I'm just a small business, I'm not going to make a difference anyway, or wanting to play it safe and stay neutral. I just don't really buy that because I think every platform, no matter the size, has that potential to raise awareness and spark change. So I just think, why not use whatever platform I have to leave a positive mark on the world? And
that was exactly my thoughts, because we were just speaking on the last episode about public support for greyhound racing, and obviously Free the Hounds and advocacy groups do a lot to raise awareness, because I don't know what it's like in Victoria, Cecilia, but a lot of people in WA are completely unaware that this outdated, unsustainable sport still even exists. So many people will meet Bunny and Bo and be very surprised to hear that greyhound racing is still going on. So when businesses like yours take a sort of a profile on this, I think that helps just raise awareness, if nothing else.
Yeah, definitely, because I think a lot of people probably are neutral, or they're simply unaware. So by saying, hey, this sport, in quotation marks, is happening and it's not looking good for these dogs that we love, it also helps to educate people and put them on the anti side as well.
Yeah. So move them from neutral to taking a position. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think something is much better than nothing. So yeah, I always want to do what I can.
That's awesome. And especially in this age of companies not wanting to offend anyone. You know, there's some might say, well, you're just going to offend part of your potential buying public, whereas what you're saying is where you're coming from as a business is important, where your heart lies is important. So really, I salute you for that. Mel, did you have some...
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, I guess this goes a little back to being open about your thoughts against greyhound racing, because I know that Rein had suffered from osteosarcoma, and being the prevalence of that in the greyhound breed as well, it always shocks me that so many greyhounds are bred, and because there's such a large cohort of them surviving to the ages that we can see how many have osteo. Was that a factor in why you sort of were against it at all? Or, you know, what are your feelings around that, breeding dogs knowing that they could potentially die or are at a greater risk of it?
Yeah, when Rein was first diagnosed with her osteosarcoma, I was obviously devastated because I also had Archie at the same time. It just reminded me, I thought, oh my gosh, I've got two dogs that are at such high risk of getting this awful disease. And I think when she was first diagnosed, I did a lot of research into it, just trying to find some hope maybe that, you know, maybe it's curable, or maybe, you know, how can I prevent it for Archie, or going down that Google rabbit hole. And learning along the way that overbreeding is what can make it so prevalent in greyhounds as well. It just made me angry to think like this could actually be something that's preventable in greys. And yeah, the racing industry is just not helping. There's clearly no thought for these conditions that can come up.
Yeah, just another thing that the community can care about at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because I lost my girl last year in August. It was that I lost her and she had osteo as well.
Yeah.
It's just so prevalent. It's horrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Really, it's gut-wrenching.
And it just
to say the
seems
least.
that it comes from, you know, particular bloodlines, and they don't seem to look into the prevalence of why it's occurring. Maybe they could stop it if they just took out those sires or those dams. But, of course, like you said, they don't want to because it's the money that's involved behind it.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing with breeding greyhounds as well. The way it's done is very, you know, it's all documented. They have all the history, the family trees. It's quite unique in that way. So it's like they have all this information at their disposal to possibly prevent these diseases or conditions occurring. But yeah, I guess that's not what they're interested in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, our episode 48, Mel, we had I guess she'd call herself a pro racer on, and she talked about this sort of idea of, was it stacking she spoke about, Mel?
Yep.
And the idea that you sort of reduce the genetic pool if you've got a really successful dog. I think she mentioned Tommy Shelby, and just keeping that line very narrow and a shallow sort of gene pool, and how that can affect the breed in awful ways. And it's all in the pursuit of the cash, not in the pursuit of having this breed express itself in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did listen to that episode. I found that very interesting, and it really opened my eyes as well to just how much, if we are not to abolish racing completely, there's so much that can be done now while it's still going that can benefit the breed. It's just a shame that a lot of those things are being ignored.
Yeah, and ignored generally because it takes more time, more effort, costs a little extra money to do these things to increase welfare and safety. We know in human enterprises, if you've got a business with no OSH standards and no regulation and no oversight, no accountability, whatever, it's going to be a cheaper business to run. We know that. But we know that it would be an unethical business, and it would be rife with corruption, potential corruption, and there'd be a lot of vulnerable people not protected. So we know in human business and human affairs, we bring in ethics and integrity and accountability and OSH and stuff like that. It's interesting to me that it's almost so anachronistic in a sense that the greyhound racing industry works under standards that really don't point to accountability or transparency or a big focus on welfare. I know, Mel, the figure that you gave in terms of what they put into welfare for animals compared to their overall budget, we worked out was like point something of a...
It's 1%, they say, 1%. That they put in from prize money. Yeah.
Yeah. So
which
imagine,
is for the whole running of it, it's less than that, obviously.
Extraordinary. Cecilia, what's next for Rainy Day Pets? What's on the horizon? What are you getting up to?
Yeah, what's next for Rainy Day Pets? I'm pretty excited about what's coming up. Hopefully by the time this airs, we'll likely have launched a bit of a different product for us. So we'll be selling some custom paw print frames. It started from a very personal place. I had a photo of Rein's paw print. And one day, because I have one of my side hobbies is 3D printing, and I just tried 3D printing her paw print just to see if I could bring it to life, and it came out really beautifully. And yeah, I realized I'd never really seen anything on the market like that before. So I'm looking forward to giving our customers the opportunity to create the same keepsake with their own pet paws. I've done a few trial orders, and the results and feedback have been really good. So I'm excited to get more of these out there, and yeah, beyond that, just continuing to explore new products that either bring dogs and humans closer together, and it might be through more enrichment toys, or particularly interested in products that are tailored to larger breeds. But yeah, it just kind of all comes back to celebrating that bond we share with our pets. So I'm excited to bring out more of that to our customers.
Oh, that sounds so sweet. And how does that go about? Do they send you a print of their dog's paw?
Yeah, they can just take a photo. So, yeah, you don't need to use the ink or anything, ink pads or stamps or anything like that. Yeah, they can just send me a photo of the dog's paw, and, yeah, I can turn it into a 3D print, which is really exciting. It's really fun.
That sounds so sweet. Love that. Can't wait to see it.
Thank you. Yeah, it should be launching, hopefully by the time this airs, it's out there.
Oh, lovely.
And that's, again, rainydaypets.com.au?
That's right, yes.
Yeah, I've been trying to get our producer Jem to send you a little pic for the whole podcast, so I don't know if it's arrived with you yet. She took a lovely picture of my bowl boy with his Cuddlepillar. I don't know if have you got that yet, Cecilia?
Yes, it just came through now.
So that's him.
So cute.
That's him wrapped up.
Oh,
yeah,
and right. on the bed sheets as well.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
Lying on the Rainy Day Pets bed sheets, cuddling up to a Rainy Day Pets Cuddlepillar.
It's not staged, by the way. He pulled it up like that and wrapped it around.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I love that. That's so cute.
It's living up to its name, well and truly.
Yeah, that's wow, a perfect model for us.
You can use that in your promotional material if you like. I'll talk to Bo about what compensation he wants, but he'd probably be just another Cuddlepillar, I reckon.
I'm more than happy to. Yes, thank you. I was going to ask if you were okay for me to use that.
Of course, yeah. No, he's a handsome boy. Why wouldn't you? Thanks so much, Cecilia, for number one, for just selling some awesome toys to beautiful creatures, and for holding in mind, I guess, the ethos that your company runs by. Started with your Rein. With Rein was the inspiration, and you continue to act from an ethos of coming from the heart in terms of being open about your anti-racing stance, and we always love to have friends in different arenas who are willing to advocate for hounds. So, yeah, sounds like you're just doing an awesome job all around.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes, it's obviously a pleasure and a privilege to be able to do what I do, and essentially just want to leave the world in a better place than I found it.
That's nice.
But thank you so much.
That's awesome.
You've left our world in a better place. You've left Bo's world in a better place already. Creature by creature, I reckon. Thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. It was really fun.
And everyone who's listening here in WA, Australia, around the world, check out rainydaypets.com.au. I can personally recommend them.
And your greyhound will love you for it.
Thanks, Cecilia.
Thanks, Cecilia. Have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you. Same to you too.
What another lovely person we got to chat to, Mel.
I know.
Yeah. Just some beautiful, beautiful, good-hearted people who... I love the way she said, I just want to leave the world in a better place than I
found it. I know. Yeah. That's lovely. And I can't wait to see some 3D paw prints.
That grabbed you, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I'm wondering if I can get my Anna one from a stamp. Oh, my goodness. That would just... Yeah,
that would be lovely, wouldn't it? You could hold her hand still.
Hold
her hand
at
again.
night time. Yeah. Oh, I could hold her paw.
Really, really good. Check it out.
I could pretend that she's giving me the paw of more.
Paw of more. Yeah. rainydaypets.com.au. Check it out. Another beautiful episode, another beautiful person. But that is it for Talking Couch Potatoes for today. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks.
We'll be in your ears.
You will be in your ears, mate. Get in your ears in a couple of weeks. All right. I'll see you later, Cobber. Have a good one. And don't forget, one day we're going to release the hounds.